All right, let's start with section 1, where we are going to focus on composing numbers. Now in section 1, we're first going to talk about what language is important for students when they are thinking about composing numbers. And there are quite a few different terms, so I'm going to get out of the view of this slide so you can see each of those terms and their student-friendly definitions. So here we go. So when we're thinking about composing numbers, these are some of the terms that might be vital for students to understand. I will review the terms, and I'd like you to think about whether your students know these terms or whether these would be terms that would be ripe for instruction. So students need to know what it means to add or do addition, what it means to have an addend, what it means to compose, what it means to have a difference, what it means to join some to a set, what it means to look at the minus sign or plus sign, what it means to separate, what it means to subtract or do subtraction, what it means to find the sum, and what it means to put amounts together. Now, those are some of the important vocabulary terms that you might want to consider reviewing with your students so that they really understand what it means to compose numbers. And as just a reminder, with the Kansas Math Project, we have these sets of vocabulary cards for each module. So there's a vocabulary card set for composing and decomposing. And so you can use these cards. Maybe you want to create a word wall for your students so that they have constant reminders of these different terms, their definitions, and some visuals that would help students remember what these terms mean. So now I'd like you to push pause and think a little bit about some of that vocabulary that we just reviewed. Of all of those terms, which terms do you perceive as challenging for your students? And what might you do to solidify students' understanding of these terms?